no matter where you're from.
Hello people, this is Mr. Storycom today, and something I've been really wanting to do. I know nowadays we have consoles like Xbox and Wii and the PS3 that are top of the line games on consoles that can push the graphics into a whole new level. But when I'm, in my little state, sometimes when I'm visiting old school games, I like to visit one old typical console that I remember playing as a kid. And that game is ColecoVision. Yes, what I love about ColecoVision, it was just an open gate of things to come, and we never expected to see anything like that before. Because when I first got my console, back in them days, I was blown away. Blown away because it was the first first games you see in the arcade. If you've been in the arcade and you see like, whoa, that Donkey Kong, and you wanted that feeling Donkey Kong action into your home console, you got it. It was good. I mean, look at the console. If you check out the picture, I mean, look at the pictures yourself. It was just a humongous system. I mean, people say about the P3 and Neo Geo. No, this was huge at that time. First off, you had the controllers. I mean, the controllers was bigger than a phone. Sometimes I thought with the phone, you had that big knob that helped you with the controller. That was actually good. I'm not gonna lie. That was actually the most stable controller I ever seen in my life. 2 trigger buttons on the side and a pad full of numbers, like a keypad. I was like, wow, you can't get more high tech than this. But the games, more I have to say, it's not more the hardware. It's got to be the software for gaming. And software, they came out literally left and right. I remember a lot of games I can play, so I'm gonna list down the games that I enjoy playing. First off, we have our infamous Cuber. Yes, Cuber was one of them games that really messed with your head. It was fun to play and fun to get frustrated, because sometimes when you think the easy level is the easy level, no, it just ramps you up because you want to play that type of game. Cuber was just fun to hell, because when you jump on the cubes, you get to hop on the colors, and sometimes they'll do it in reverse, so you had to do yellow, gray, yellow, blue, yellow, and it had the enemies not helping at all coming in and screwing up the pattern, so you have to hop on your disc. Sometimes you can psych them out, hop on your disc, trying to like get them distracted. It was a good game. I mean, it really tests out how gaming will be nowadays. Talk about nowadays, I remember playing a game called Burger Time. Now, Burger Time was fun as hell. I must have played that a bunch of times. I remember every pattern from every level of that game. It was just sick on top of sick on top of sick. It was just really good. I love them kind of games. You don't have to think about blowing stuff up or shooting something. It was just how far the gameplay was. Second up, I have to say, with another game I love to play, Mr. Do. Mr. Do, yes. Mr. Do was kind of a funny game because I didn't know nothing about it. I just know it was just you against the enemy, against a lot of enemies, but you didn't have a machine gun or a bazooka or a sword. You had like a dot of a weapon. It literally was a dot. It bounced off the walls on any corner. It reminded me a little bit of a Dig Dug, but it wasn't like Dig Dug because you can pump the enemies up. It was you using any element possible, because sometimes I beat the game one time and we kind of sit because you got to do any like little extra points. You got to spell the word extra to get extra lives. I mean, you don't see that often in many games in gaming. Nowadays you don't see that at all, but back then it was kind of new for me. Second off, I have to say the big daddy of all, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was to me the best of the home console you ever seen in your life. I must have played that game a bunch of times over and over again, because I got good with the patterns. Because sometimes you can see the pattern you can do. Actually, they did a movie on that. If you know about the Donkey Kong Championship, yeah, you can check that out on Wikipedia or Google. But it's there. You can still look at it and say, wow, they actually did something. I mean, even the mascot, we didn't know at the time. Little Plumber, we didn't know who he was. was a guest star against a gorilla who got your girlfriend, and you had to jump over barrels just to get them. But it was tricky because sometimes you'd be a little bit hot dogging because you want to jump over 2 barrels, or you want to take that hammer and smash them. I mean, even the sound effects was still in my hand, you know, like I mean, once you hear that, you know, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be great. And the levels of the game was still great, even when you know you did it on hard mode. You came back and like, wow, I know everything, and it will psych you out. You know what? In all the games I talk about, I love all of them. All the games I couldn't get or I couldn't have, I still remember because it was one of the moments when at the little young kid at the gamer. Well, I had to say that 3 times, but it was a genius system. I mean, I know people will talk about, oh, Atari was okay. I mean, Atari was okay, but I never had Atari. But I had a ColecoVision, and to see them games come on your big screen. I mean, not the flat screen nowadays all these kids had. I mean, the big ass TV, like I forgot the name of them TV names, like Xena. Yeah, I remember that name so well because it was no D. I mean, big huge TVs, and you just sit in front and it get this casting radiation at you. Like, wow, you can't get more of that. I mean, by that time I was like not playing board games, not going outside, but it was always in front of that TV trying to master it. It was weird because I didn't know most of the game, but I was trying to master a game that I knew I can do it over and over again. So yeah, ColecoVision to me was great. I mean, after great long years and years of playing the system, it finally comes out. But thank God for YouTube, and you can check these games out, or you can emulate these games. But it's not gonna be the same thing if you don't have the ColecoVision. The ColecoVision, come on, look at the picture. The ColecoVision. You can't say any more than that. But I know my favorite first console, but what's your favorite first console? So if you see this video, you know, put a comment below. You know, what's your favorite first console? Leave a comment below. I'll get right back at you as fast as I can. So that's all I got right now for this day. So I will leave like this. If you're a gamer, if you like old school games like me, that's good. If you love gaming, that'd be great. So I'll leave like this. If it's gaming, I will talk about it later.